So, I heard you're sick and tired of rotting away in bed and you want to finally glow up. Luckily, the algorithm brought you to the right place because this is me growing up. Yeah, I know, I was blessed with the complete package. Braces, acne, frizzy fried hair with oily roots, overweight, allergic to makeup, and on top of everything else, had super terrible vision, so I wore glasses that made my eyes look super tiny. And I'm not saying I look perfect or anything, or like a model or something, but at least you know that my glow up wasn't like in the movies where, you know, I just straightened my hair, threw on some luxury clothes, and removed my glasses, and voila, glow up. So yeah, in this video, I'm gonna share with you some non-basic glow up tips that will hopefully last you a lifetime and actually give you the glow up that you've always wanted. Okay, so let's start with the face, because the face is the first thing that people usually notice, and it is also the first thing that you see in the morning. So first off, let's talk about eyes, because your eyes do definitely impact your face and just how you look, and in my personal experiences, glasses can make a huge difference. And it's not just about people with bad vision, because honestly, I think the right glasses can accentuate any face. Unfortunately, in the past, I picked the wrong frames that really did not look good on my face. So if you have bad vision, I highly recommend trying different frames before actually picking one that makes you look 50 times worse. Also, if you can, try out contacts, because yes, a lot of the times if you have really bad vision, glasses do make your eyes look way smaller and can really impact how you look. Okay, so next let's talk about skin. And first off, I wanted to say that less is more. You do not need to have 5,000 different skincare products and, you know, a 50-step routine, because first of all, you probably will not stick to that, and consistency is more important than 50 products. But the most basic things are just to cleanse your face, so have some kind of cleanser, moisturize your face as well, and of course use sunscreen to prevent any damage to your face from the sun, tretinoin if you have acne, or also want to prevent wrinkles. But yeah, I recommend trying one product at a time and seeing how your skin reacts. Also, you definitely want to try to get to know your skin type, if you have more dry skin or if you have more oily skin, which kinds of products trigger your skin, etc. If you need to, you can consult with an esthetician or a dermatologist or somebody who specializes in facial skin. Okay, so next let's talk about puffiness or bloating, especially in the morning, but in general. I used to have an issue where my face just always looked super bloated. So first off, remove sugar from your diet or too much salt, because both of those can lead to water retention and also bloating in your face. Intermittent fasting can also really help with bloating. Also, you know, facial massage, especially in the morning, like gua sha, for example, can also help remove the lymph and the bloating from your face. And also, if you have really puffy under eyes, you can try to use some under eye products, but honestly, ice can also just work. You can literally just get a cube and just kind of rub it under your eyes. Also, the perceived attractiveness of your face and your face shape can actually be impacted supposedly by open mouth breathing, especially when sleeping. Also, if you want a sharper jawline, you can try out mewing. You know, I know it's a big thing with guys and stuff, but my mom claims that she's been doing it since she was a teenager, and she's in her late 40s and she has an amazing jawline. So obviously it could be genetics, but she swears by it, so you can always try that out as well. Also, your brows can have a huge impact on your face and just how you look. And again, trying out different types of brow shapes or microblading. And of course, your lips are also important, so doing a lip scrub or just using a moisturizer or a lip balm on your lips can also help them look fresh and not so chapped or dry. So next up we have teeth, because honestly I think one of the prettiest things that you can do is smile. And if you're not very confident in your smile, there are always options like getting braces or Invisalign, or using whitening strips if you feel like your teeth are stained from coffee or too yellow. Of course, also if you're self-conscious about your breath, you know, flossing, brushing regularly, but it can also definitely improve your confidence when you're smiling and just also talking to people that you aren't worried that your breath stinks. Of course, makeup can also totally change your appearance, as we know when we see those dramatic makeup glow up videos, but I do recommend checking out a makeup consultant or watching YouTube tutorials to try to figure out your makeup type. There are also like AI apps out there. However, I did try a few and I would honestly not recommend them. Don't waste your money on them. Another underrated area area of life that absolutely deserves a glow up is your writing. And a tool that acts as a writing glow up fairy godmother is the sponsor of today's video, Grammarly, which is an AI writing partner that helps catch my embarrassing typos, helps me sound more intelligent, and makes sure that I don't accidentally make embarrassingly simple grammatical errors in my emails when I'm trying to actually sound professional. A big issue that I always have when doing assignments like discussion posts or essays or even video scripts is just getting started. And Grammarly's free features help with that initial writer's block by helping me brainstorm initial topics, summarize articles, and gives me feedback on my essays. Grammarly also generates free auto citations instantly, so there's no need to leave your webpage or type it in manually, and Grammarly's vocabulary suggestions help replace your overused words to ensure that you're not sounding super repetitive in your assignments and your essays. Finally, Grammarly authorship allows you to track all the text that you write or add to an assignment, as it creates a clear report explaining where the content came from, whether it was typed by a person or generated by AI, edited for grammar, or taken from external sources. So Grammarly authorship gives you a final check before you submit an assignment, so you can ensure it aligns with instructor guidelines and represents your most authentic work. Grammarly is a must-have for all students. Sign up and upgrade to Grammarly Pro for 20% off with my link. Okay, so part 2 is your overall body, and first off, I do want to say that yes, over the course of several years, I did lose quite a significant amount of weight, hence probably why my face does look less bloated, and just overall why I do look pretty different. And I don't really want to get into like super details of how I lost weight and everything. If you guys want a separate video on that, I would be happy to do that. But here you can see the general gist of things. I did it all just basically through intermittent fasting and just gradually eating healthier, and also trying to just generally eat less junk food and also move more and do more sports and exercising, etc. But overall, I would attribute a lot to running, to playing tennis, to prioritizing protein and fiber also, and just making easy meals that don't take forever to make, because when I was younger, I was trying to do all those fancy diets and make super complicated recipes that I could never stick to and actually make consistently. So pretty much everything that I eat now just takes me like 5 to 10 minutes to make. But yeah, overall, your inner health is equivalent to your outer glow up. So health is everything. Hydration is super important. Drinking a lot and drinking a lot of water especially can definitely help your skin, can definitely help with bloating, etc. Also taking vitamins and supplements like iron supplements, for instance, I totally attribute that to a lot of my health benefits and even my glow up, because I was anemic for a while. And just overall, vitamins can help with your skin, your joints, hormone support, and just how you feel, and also of course how you glow on the outside. Also, when it comes to exercise, definitely try to get at least a little bit of strength training in, because again, sometimes you can weigh the exact same, but if you just build a little bit more muscle, since muscle weighs more than fat but it is smaller and more condensed, you will definitely look better even if you weigh exactly the same and you're not trying to lose fat or lose weight. And in the long run, strength training is super important because it also can prevent a lot of issues down the road. I know that's not exactly something we're thinking about right now when we're young, but definitely strength training can help prevent a lot of issues, and also again help with your posture, which is a super underrated glow up tip, but definitely your posture can totally impact how you look. And also again, that helps with your body language, which helps with how confident you look and just how you present yourself. So let's talk about hands and nails, because that's something that I'm majorly into. If you guys have watched my videos for a while, you know I love nails and doing cool nails and everything like that. But yeah, your hands are also something that a lot of people notice. Trust me, I've gotten so many compliments on my nails when I go all out on them. Definitely keeping your nails clean and shaped nicely. Short and natural is totally fine, but just taking care of them and not letting them constantly break off. Also using cuticle oil or hand cream. Maybe you can do gel manicures, and also there are so many easy press-on nails that you can find online that are super cheap. For instance, just literal wraps that you can just put on your nails, like these ones from Lily and Fox, or you can get more elaborate ones like these ones from TikTok, or just on Instagram you can find some really cool ones. You don't have to actually go out to do your nails to have really cool nails. Also, hygiene and your scent and just how you feel about yourself can also impact how other people perceive you literally and smell you. So you can find a signature scent that you really like, or a body spray. Okay, so now let's talk about hair. And my hair has been through a journey. So my first tip is please do not dye your hair, especially like a lot. You can do highlights, you know, that's great, but with the insane bleaching and completely changing your hair colors, I'm just warning you. I mean, of course you can, but I had super healthy, luscious, great brunette hair, and then when I was like 16, I had the insane idea of deciding to go completely blonde, and then completely destroyed my hair. So for years after that, my hair was brittle, it was breaking, it was fried, it was a mess, and it took me literally like 5+ years just to get back to some semblance of normalcy. Another thing about hair is definitely, use a scalp massager or use your fingertips while you're shampooing, because that can stimulate your follicles and also improve hair growth. And also you can try different things like this Jisoo hair oil that makes your hair shinier. I've also heard that apparently rosemary oil or peppermint oil can help with hair growth. I have never tried that though, but apparently that can also help if you're trying to grow your hair longer. Okay, and last but not least, when it comes to your body, is definitely fashion, so finding your own personal style. But yeah, I primarily just try to look for different pieces that I think accentuates like my face. For instance, I've noticed that I really like wearing blue, and I think dark blue, like navy blue, really helps my hair and my eyes pop out. But definitely just trying different outfits, different styles, experimenting until you find something that really feels like you. Okay, so now that we've talked about your physical glow up, let's talk about your mental glow up, because your mental health is just as important, if not more important, than your physical health. So first off, if you've been feeling anxious lately or you've been struggling with sleep, I highly recommend trying to cut out caffeine if you are a caffeine drinker for some time and just seeing how you do. You'll probably have some pretty insane withdrawals.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to quit drinking coffee. And I love coffee. I really love coffee.
Also, a detox, specifically a digital and reading detox, basically a consumption detox, can allow your brain to have some space to breathe and, for instance, go for walks without music and actually just think and be with yourself. And, I would aim for at least a week, but maybe even a month might be necessary depending on your mental state and just how overwhelmed you are with life and everything. Also, overall, just be really careful about what you read, what you watch, what you listen to after your detox, and just see how it feels, if it overwhelms you or if it's actually useful for your life. When it comes to a mental glow up, learning a new skill or hobby can also definitely help with your brain elasticity and just learning new things, because unfortunately a lot of the times we're learning a lot when we're in school, and I know a lot of you guys are in school, but when you get out of school, sometimes the learning kind of stops, except for if it's for your job. But we don't really pick up new hobbies, or we don't really learn any new skills. And honestly, learning is a super important thing, not just for our brain's health, but just overall for adding excitement to life. So definitely learning a new skill or hobby can really help improve your mental state and also just help you have some way to relax without consuming content. Also, reading can be very beneficial as well. There's a ton of benefits to reading, especially reading books that are a bit more difficult for you, that actually make you learn new vocabulary, or that are really deep and really make you think a lot. And last but not least, definitely working on building your focus. So using a timer app or like Study Bunny or something to help you not go onto apps when you're trying to work or study, and just working on building up how long you can go for periods of time, and that can also really help improve your work efficiency, but also just how your brain functions. Alrighty, and for the last final part of this video is a social glow up. So maybe if you have some people in your life that are really stressing you out, or that bring you down, or make you feel like poop about yourself, or are toxic and suck the life out of you, maybe think about possibly trying to avoid those people or cut them out of your life eventually. And obviously this doesn't really apply to you if you already have an amazing social life, but for those of you kind of like me who are more introverted and maybe want to find some new people, first off, joining a skill-based or physical activity has a high chance of bonding potential, since you can probably find people that are interested in the same things as you. For me personally, the way that I found the most people is definitely through sports leagues and stuff like that. Of course, language or art classes like pottery, painting, acting, improv, etc. can really help improve your social skills, and again, also meet interesting people. That's it pretty much for this glow up video and how I glowed up physically, mentally, and also socially. Alright, that's all I have to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys!